YouTube, what's going on? BD Wolfgang 1980 here, aka Bezell, the man that's seen the place to be in the QCNC. Well, happy Friday to you all. We're getting ready to get through the last little bit of the work week and have a good weekend. As usual, I'm doing well. I certainly hope you are. Let's get down to your Lucha Underground review for November the 12th, 2014. The trend continues. Actually, the trend has gotten better. This week was on point, guys. It was off the hook. Insert pun here. We got 3 new Luchadors as well. Let's get down to your review. The show starts off with a video recap of the past, previous 2 episodes. Gets everyone up to speed. From there, we have a backstage segment or cutscene, as we like to call them in our reviews here, with Conan and Dario in the office. Conan says he has some new talent from Mexico, 3 Luchadors. Conan says, "You want the best? I got them." Dario says, "Are they ready?" Conan says, "They are always ready." Dario says he will put them all in a match together. May the best man win. All right, I like the setup there. So we get 3 hired guns. Instead of just giving them an easy road or easy stepping stone to wreak a little havoc, no, they got to face each other. Mr. Cueto only wants the best, I suppose. So I like that. I like how this is shaping up, starting out. From there, we go to the ring. Dario Cueto comes out. He says, "Welcome to my temple." He says, "You people want more lucha? I give you more lucha. I give the people what they want, unlike some promoters." Guys, forgive the accent. I just think Dario's kind of smooth. Forgive me, but this was just too much fun. This show is too much fun. Let me continue. I digress. "I give the people what they want, more lucha." He introduces El Mariachi Loco. He says he signed him himself and he guarantees victory. From there, we get a match. We are, as we just spoke earlier, or I said earlier, El Mariachi Loco versus a mini wrestler or a little person named Mascarita Sagrada. Now, it starts off a little bit of comedy, a little bit of heel comedy spot there. Mariachi is just laughing and pointing at the size of Mascarita, not taking him seriously. Like I said, he's a little person. From the bell, good lucha libre work, guys. Nice tilt-a-whirls. We got suicide dives from Mascarita, not letting his size slow him down. But unfortunately, Mariachi takes back over control using his size advantage and strength. But Mascarita is able to get the roll-up after a modified Doris choke, which looked really cool. We got a 1, 2, and 3, and your winner is Mascarita Sagrada. Now, bear in mind, guys, I pride myself in giving you some good play-by-play action here. See by my notes, I don't mess around. I try to take down as much as I could, but these matches were quick tonight. Now, as a reviewer / person writing this down, I like that aspect of it, but I like a nice long match, not too long. It all depends on the storytelling in the ring, but these matches were short. They were quick. You got your lucha spots. You got some action. You got to meet 2 new wrestlers or luchadors. So as far as I'm concerned, I had no problem with this match. But your winner, Mascarita Sagrada. Oh, and from there, as Mascarita celebrating the new, and I don't want to say improved, but the new evil Chavo Guerrero, he runs out, beats up poor Mascarita, drawing a lot of crowd heat. As I said here, short match. The spots were a little predictable, but that's only because of the style, guys. I mean, even I'm being reminded of the way those matches went down when I was watching WCW back in the day, the Cruiserweight division. My brain is starting to spin again. I'm starting to see it is more like a choreographed dance. But then again, what aspect of wrestling isn't? So let's continue. I put down a little predictable, but still very fun and well executed. Okay. From there, we get a interview segment between Vampiro and Chavo Guerrero. Vampiro asks, "What are you going to do here to stand out from your family name? Everywhere you've been, you never broke." How do you put this? He said, "Everywhere you've been, you've never stood out. You've always just been another Guerrero, or you're Eddie's nephew, or you're Chavo Sr.'s son, or Gory's grandson. You never stood out. Well, what are you going to do to change that?" He says, for the first time, he's going to do things his way. Vampiro asks, "Why did he attack Demon Jr.?" He said, first of all, the only reason anyone knows who Demon Jr. is because of his father. He's been riding those coattails forever. He's not even any good. He says, "I attacked him because I should be the top star. And Demon is living off his daddy." He says, "Also, I'm here to dominate." Okay, short to the point. Segment ends there. From there, we get another backstage segment. This time we're straight up backstage. Chavo runs into Conan in a hallway. He says, the family knows about what you're doing. They saw, they saw the show last week. People are talking down in Mexico. You better be careful. From there, Mil Muertes and Katrina appears. She says, one day you will belong to Mil Muertes. She says ominously to Chavo. And I believe she gave them the little lick of death there. Okay. The show just flows along. It's one of the things I love about this show. I know you guys like it too. Next, we have a match. It's time to go down to the ring. We have a newcomer, at least new to me and new to the show, Ricky Mandel versus Mil Muertes, who we saw last week in very dominant fashion. Comes out to the ring. Intro, has the lovely Katrina by his side. Like I spoke on last week, I really enjoyed his ring attire. I think it looks really cool. He's got a good look, thick, strong look. From there, they give us a little bit of backstory while everyone's getting ready in the ring for the bell. And we get a cut scene. Katrina narrating. It is Mexico. It's 1985. Mil is just a child. He lost his family in a massive earthquake in Mexico. Supposedly, he was buried alive. And from there, he rose. He was scared that death was going to grab him, but then he fought back his fear and embraced death. And then from there, he found the strength to rise from the ashes. And that is when he became Mil Muertes, the man of 1,000 deaths. Okay, let's get down to the match. Bell rings. Muertes starts off with the power game. Big-time clubbing blows, loud, vicious chops, and even a big-time spear. I wrote down in my notes just flat-out domination so far. Now, Muertes does miss a corner splash, and then from there, Mandel tries to mount a comeback. He hits a nice drop kick, but unfortunately, he went up to the top rope to go for a flying axe handle smash and got caught with a big-time right hand right in the kisser, and he was out. From there, we got a flatliner. 1, the 2, and the 3, Mil Muertes. Super short. We would call this a squash match around here, but it was to the point. Once again, showing Mil Muertes' dominance. And who's going to stop this man? Okay. Show moves right along. We'll get another cut scene. Now, guys, I don't want to disenchant you or scare you a little bit. You might be saying, well, Bezell, man, you keep going back to all these cut scenes. And that's kind of the problem with the other two companies. They get a lot of talking and not enough action. Guys, these cut scenes flow. I mean, the show flows. So please, if you haven't seen this yet, just give it a chance before we're like, man, Bezell, you already know. Give it a chance. Come back to me. Comment down below. And you see what I'm talking about. This show just flows, guys. From there, we start a cutscene. It's Dario Cueto in his office. Cortez and Cisco, who we were introduced to last week, are outside standing guard. They're chit-chatting. Johnny Mundo approaches up the hallway. He says he wants to see Dario right now. Well, they say no, of course. And they even joke around. You got the password? Mundo says, yeah, I do. Big, vicious kick to open things up. From there, we got a street fight / brawl. Now, guys, I'm going to stop right here. This fight scene was on point. I repeat, it was on point. This fight scene looked like something you would see in a movie. Now, take everything into that, the choreography, the camera work, the selling of the punches. It looked awesome. I mean, I've never seen Johnny Mundo / Morrison look that tough. It was awesome. Comment down below. Tell me what you thought of that fight scene. I thought that scene was awesome. It was refreshing. Good camera. I mean, it was a straight up street fight style. From there, Johnny throws one of the men, I couldn't remember if it was Cortez or Cisco, but he throws him through the door, so that's how he's able to bust into Dario's office. And Dario's like, wait, please, hold on. No, don't do anything rash. Mundo says, hey, the past is the past. Last week is last week. I'm here to work with you. You want violence? I'll give you violence. You give me Big Rick next week, and I'll show you some violence. From there, Dario quickly agrees. Okay, you got it. You got it. And as Mundo is leaving, he turns back to face Dario ominously and says, but when I'm done with Rick, you're next. Nice scene, nice cut scene. Once again, that street fight. That street fight alone is worth the prize of admission, guys. Check that out. You just don't see stuff like that looks that good in wrestling. You just don't. Okay? We get another cut scene. Dario and Big Rick are in the office. Dario's handing Big Rick some of them stacks of that big time green. Couple big stacks. And Rick says, hey, I don't mind fighting, but I don't fight for free. He says, look, you take all you want. If I have to write you a check, I'll write you a check. Take all you want. Just make sure Mundo ends up in a hospital next week. Big Rick nods and sinisterly smiles. Wow, guys, we're just rocking and rolling here this week. From there, we get Matt Striker and Vampiro saying, let's find out a little more about this. Obviously, they really have their eggs in the basket of Prince Puma, which I don't have a problem with. The guy is really good. One of the better ones I've seen in a long time. But I notice how every week they give us another cutscene or some type of promo video package to elevate him. This week was no different. We're shown, we're outside on the streets of LA. There's a man on a motorcycle riding up to a warehouse. He takes off his helmet. It's Prince Puma. He goes into the warehouse, starts to suit up, starts to get ready, starts training. From there, we get some narration provided by Conan. He just basically says that he's here to avenge and get justice for all those ancestors of his that were killed. He says the masks have been passed down from generation to generation, and their spirit lives through them, and he's going to make sure that he doesn't let them down. He says, I like how he said he wants to use the word justice. Okay, short, straight, to the point. Made Puma come off as a star, looked really tough, well shot. Thumbs up segment. Okay, guys, it's time to get you down to a match now, your main event, actually. This is going to be a triple threat match. We're going to have the debut of 3 luchadors on Lucha Underground here. The first one is Drago. The second one was Pentagon Jr., and the third one's name was Phoenix. Now, just initial reactions on how they looked. I wrote down, I did like the attire of Drago and Pentagon a lot. Pentagon had like a Shinobi meets Mortal Kombat meets, I mean, you tell me, guys. It had like almost like a video game, martial art kind of feel to it, which some of y'all might know. I'm a gamer, so I enjoyed that look. And Drago had this really cool, like, almost Ultimo Dragon inspired dragon kind of costume with the, the horns and almost like the wings, and it was blue. It looked really cool. So 2 thumbs up on ring attire. Remember, guys, at the end of their wrestling is showmanship. The wrestlers that put the time and the thought and the effort into every aspect of their character, from appearance to ring work, those are usually the guys that make it. So I can applaud people that take their look seriously. All right. Before we go any further, I mean, you need a seatbelt for this match, guys. Put it on, strap up, tie yourself to the chair, because this is how action-packed this thing was. I can't even really give it justice with my notes, but I'll do my best for you. We get off to the start. We get fast-paced lucha action. Suicide dive right from the jump from Pentagon. Over the top. From there, basically, the men were just trading spots, guys. And you know what I mean as far as the whole lucha style. From there, we got a over-the-top corkscrew from Drago. Then, not to be outdone, Phoenix jumps over the top and does what Matt Striker described as a 875 corkscrew. Not really sure I've ever heard that name before, but it was a corkscrew that he just kept on going and going. It was pretty cool. Okay. From henceforth, the crowd's just super into it. Most of them are not even sitting down. Nice leg sweep from Drago, martial arts style. And there we got a beautiful tilt-a-whirl DDT from Drago. Super cool rope work and balance from Phoenix, guys. This is one of the highlights of the match. Now, what I say by that is, a lot of you are familiar with Monday Night Raw. The Los Matadores with their, their little bull, El Torito. Now, some of you guys, all kidding aside, El Torito is probably one of the best mini wrestlers that I've seen in quite some time. His rope work, his balance, well, Phoenix took a page out of that book. It was awesome. He bounced off the ropes with his butt, bounced up on his feet, bounced this way, bounced that way, and next you know, he flies off. And how did he end it? Let's see. Yeah, he flies off of the rope. Crowd is just super duper into it. Backflip. From there, he does a back spring into a cutter from Phoenix to Pentagon Jr. The spots were so fast, so ridiculously paced. It was hard for me to keep up, guys. Let's see here. Once again, I even wrote down again, just great action. Phoenix also reverses a sky high into a Hurricane Rana. And I don't think I've ever seen that before, guys. You familiar with the sky high? Some of y'all remember D'Lo Brown? He kind of gets you up in the air like this from under your arms. And from there, he just wrapped his legs up around his neck and flipped him over to a Hurricane Rana. It was absolutely awesome. Okay, the action goes outside. Once again, no one wants to be outdone. I think we had a suicide dive from Pentagon to Drago. From there, Phoenix disappears, and the camera goes back. Phoenix is up on top of part of the stage that's elevated. I'm not sure if that particular area is just for cameras. That's how maybe they get some of those aerial shots. But he was pretty high up, guys. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. He climbs atop the stage and lands a super dangerous crossbody to both men. It was cool. It was awesome. They protected him, but it was a very dangerous move. Okay, so after all these highlights of action, let's tell you how the finish went down. From there, the finish was Drago taking a modified pile driver from Pentagon Jr. And then from there, Pentagon delivers a modified gut. It was a weird move. It was almost like a gut buster because he had the shoulders up here, but he was trying to sell the fact that the head area was just literally going down between the legs for almost like a pile driver or a neck breaking maneuver. So comment down below, guys, if you know the name of that move, or if he was trying to sell the head. He probably should have brought him down a little bit further, but I just called it more of a modified gut buster. From there, Phoenix gets on Pentagon's shoulders, like an electric chair style. He's up on his shoulders, gets up on his shoulders, completely Frankensteiners him. Now, guys, you might be saying, well, Bezell, what's the difference between a Frankensteiner and a Hurricane Rana? Well, when I was growing up, the Frankensteiner literally would just flip you all the way over. Hurricane Rana can be, you can flip them over. You kind of spin on the bottom of the legs, spin around at the base. Usually a Frankenstein, at least when I was growing up, a Frankenstein was just a straight up flip over. Comment down below, set me straight if I'm wrong. But from there, he gets the Frankensteiner, he gets the leg hooked. We get a 1, 2, 3. Phoenix is your winner, guys. I wrote down awesome, 4 exclamation points. With action like this, it's kind of hard to review, so just bear with me. You want to know, you want to see what it is I'm describing? You go watch it. Bezell speaks, Bezell recommends. This episode was on point, guys. So much fun. Such a breath of fresh air. Stay tuned. I'm going to give you your review for this week's Impact Wrestling. And I watched it first and reviewed it, took all my notes first. But I was so excited after watching Lucha Underground. I had to give you this one first. This is just way more fun right now. The other night, Impact almost felt like a chore. But comment down below. Is this show climbing up in your ranks? Are you looking forward to it more than your usual? Is this all you're watching right now? Are you on the fence still? Comment down below, guys. Don't be shy. You guys are watching these videos. Comment down below, and I thank you. I look at the views. If you're watching some, comment down below. I answer all the comments. Don't be shy. From there, we get to the, I guess you want to say, the climax scene, or the finishing scene. Dario's in the back. He's pacing back and forth. And he says he will not be intimidated by anyone. So I wonder what he has up his sleeve. From there, the credits roll. Ah, boy, guys. It doesn't get any easier or any better than this to me, as a reviewer and as a fan of wrestling. It just doesn't. I wrote down easily 3.5 to 3 3/4 stars. It was just super fun. Super good matches. What else do you want? I mean, I don't understand. Is you a wrestling fan? Because I certainly am. What else do you want? What else do you need in your wrestling? Is it not that big and glitzy and glamorous as, the WWE or something like that? Yes, it's not. You're right. It's not. But I don't need that. Maybe you do, and that's fine. That's more power to you. Maybe you do, but I don't need that. And lots of people around here don't. Lots of us are just waiting for something like this to step right in and help bring wrestling back. So stay tuned. Let's see. Let's see how this show develops. I can't wait till next week. Maybe this weekend I might do a video on just some kind of overall thoughts. That way, without it being a review. That way I can just kind of, talk a little bit to you guys, maybe answer some of your questions. If you have some, please submit some in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer them. Maybe we can do a little roster rundown as well. So stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff coming for you. Now you get out there, be good to one another. Enjoy your weekend as well. I most certainly will. Till we meet again, this is Bezell, your good pal, signing off, saying peace.